Mic check, mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Okay. Mic check. Okay.
Alright. Looks like they're just about ready to go. We might just start before schedule. It is 8:57, and Figlin wants to be my friend on
Uh-oh. Got one of the hotkeys wrong. Oops. Let me just go
Did you
fix
just play a radio message?
No, I'm trying to get the HUD to work. For some reason it wasn't opening, so I just made a new one. Just gotta change that. There's no one watching, so it's good right now.
Okay. So we can say racial slurs.
I mean, there's 3 people, but 2 of them are me at the moment, so I don't know who that one extra person is, but welcome to the stream.
Hi, Twitch admins. Oh yeah, I forgot. I have a special qualifying mode for this, where it replaces the timing thing with a qualifying chart.
Of the time. Oh, that's cool.
The only downside is it doesn't give me the driver names, so Yeah, that's unfortunate.
You know what's really important is this damn HUD not constantly opening when I click it. That's gonna suck. Come on. Whatever, it's good.
Yeah, but this overlay is great. It's got like tire wear percent last laps to go.
Yeah.
Like it gives me the amount of ERS in kilojoules if I want.
Jesus.
It's got like percentage numbers for the front wings. That'll be useful as soon as I learn what the difference is.
All right. Welcome to round 4 of GRS Tier 2. We are in Japan today.
At the Suzuka circuit, the qualifying will start shortly, and I do believe this might be a fairly interesting race. The circuit is really unique. It's great figure eight style. Everyone loves that, and it presents a unique challenge with its slightly off camber turns and its long turns as well. Downforce is really important to get right, as well as your how your suspension geometry meshes with your downforce. It's important to keep a bit soft anti-roll bars so you can move through the corner, but also without unsettling the car as well, and being able to take.
So no one's coming out of the pits yet? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, we have a few engines starting up now.
Let's see who comes out first.
It'll be an Alfa
Williams.
Romeo followed by a Williams.
Let's see, I think it's Borat, I'm pretty sure. Nope, it's actually only Use My Dad. Who's in front of him? Righteous? No, Gore, okay.
That will be Gore. We have Shaquille and McMetalbro out right on each other's tails. That. Wonder if they've ever come up with any team orders, I guess, for qualifying. Giving each other toes is really useful, and doesn't exactly hinder the car behind if you're both equal speed.
Hopefully they don't actually pull what happened last Wednesday in Tier 1 where both Ferraris ended up messing each other's race a little bit.
Oh yeah, racing each other, racing with your teammate is always a bit of an issue. We saw that in real life with the Haas's in Spain, until Gunther Steiner, the team principal, essentially told them to knock it the fuck off and asked both drivers to calm down. We've got a fairly even separation. Everyone's about a couple of seconds back on each other.
Something interesting. Righteous fires on mediums. Do you think he'll qualify on them, or he's just trying to warm up?
I think if he gets within the top 5, it's worth a shot. But with the quality of competition, I don't know if that's too likely this afternoon.
So wow, everyone's out except BMW Power. And actually, there's someone already in Sector 2, Hiloi. He's spun out at the moment. He has no, he does have a wing. Never mind. He's just waiting for cars to pass, but he better keep moving, otherwise he's going to get disqualified.
And we are actually following along with Gore, who started his lap now. He's taken the first sector fairly well into the S's. He's into ERS mode 2. So that's an interesting tactic. Not sure why, but he kicks it up into 5 after he comes out of the S's into Sector 2 now. Takes the turn fairly well, gets just a snap moment, but I don't think it'll impact him. He's got slow cars ahead of him. That'll be the Hiloi, who just might have gotten in his way. He wasn't able to take the full racing line into that corner.
And he got disqualified.
But Gore continues the lap. He'll probably want to set another lap after this, but we're not too sure.
And we do have yellow flags all over the track at the moment.
And considering it is a a first lap, the first time lap we have, we will be unable. Well, they'll be unable to set a good time. We have to wait for track evolution to wait for the track to be rubbered in with the tires before we get a set of times being posted. But a 28.9 is our first competitive time from BW Gore.
I'm interested to see what Righteous Fire will pull as everyone starts coming in.
Sahila puts down a 29.6. And McBetterbro a 31.5.
Righteous right up the third.
He is a second and a bit off of the top, so there's a lot of time to be made in the top 5 slots at the moment. The difference is fairly great between Fig in 5th with a 31.0 and W. Gore with a 28.9. To answer your question, no, I don't think he'll be able to qualify on the mediums. Oh, and there's a Ferrari spun. There, that would be Sahil is spun on the.
Oh, he's right in the middle of the road too. Better keep moving.
Of the S's. He's got to get going before he gets disqualified.
Doesn't want to end up like Hillary.
Backwards on track. And that'll be a ruined set of tires for sure.
Oh, and Bakusha just hits the pit wall before entering the pits. Doesn't matter though. Hopefully he won't do that during the race.
A decent amount of damage to his wing, but a few changes during qualifying. No time penalties added. And Chipsy had a moment, he's off as well, scrubbing his lap. He'll probably be coming. I imagine most people will be coming in now. Hammer Time is on an outlap, as well as Magma Monster.
Yep, I'm following Cookie right now, who's about to finish his hot lap. As he comes into the third sector here.
Taking 130R fairly cautiously, not going really end to end.
Oh, and Cookie just messes it up.
Yeah, that's a poor exit from him. Probably
yep,
see
he's
him
going into the pits. Pfeiffer's exiting the pits. Thought Pfeiffer wasn't going to come today, but I guess he changed his mind.
Looks like he has, and we have a whole bundle of cars actually who are starting their laps. It'll be Fig and the Renault, I believe. Sorry, not Fig. Not even a Renault. I believe it's a racing Porsche.
Oh yeah, Hammer Time. Let's go ahead and watch him do his lap.
We've got a whole bundle of cars moving out of the pits now, so everyone looks like they're going for their second. Hammer Time gets a bit of a lockup. He's down into ERS3. He just did his saving through Degnar into Spoon and gets a fairly clean exit. That'll be real handy for the next section because it's a long curve up until the next turn, which is the hairpin into 200R. Or sorry, now he's in Spoon. Onto the backstretch into 130R. And he looks like he might have a slower car ahead of him. We'll have to see if they get out of the way or if they become too. That'll be the Red Bull of Pfeiffer.
Pfeiffer's going to be starting his hot lap as well just now.
Through the last curve, Cookie. Sorry, Hammer Time.
Oh. Whoa,
just lags back.
Yep. Okay. Still no time set. Oh, and Blaze's out. He's going backwards right now.
Hammer Time has left the session.
Let's go with Pfeiffer now. Let's see what he can do. I don't think he's had any practice, so I mean, let's see what happens. Something interesting, right? She still hasn't re-exited the pits, or has he? Yeah, actually has. Never mind. That's a bug right here. He's on the softs again.
Looks like his heel's taking a bit of a detour through the grass. It is only his outlap, but that won't bode nice for his tire temps. He has to get those under control before the start. We've got a decent amount of drivers. Chipsy is off to the side. Also, his off lap shouldn't make too much of it. Magma Monster is, I think, has scrubbed a lap and is either going again or will be coming into the pits. Babushka, good exit into 200R on his way to Spoon now.
Hammer Time is back.
Following Borat in the Alfa Romeo. He's just out of the hairpin into 200R. He'll be on his way down to Spoon now. It's crucial to get 200R right. Crucially, actually, is the exit of the hairpin as well. You need to get a good launch into Spoon, so you can launch down the back straight and set yourself up for 130R. Because essentially now with modern F1 cars, he's backed up.
And he's slowing down. Gore just hit another fastest lap here, and Righteous now is right behind him. Wow, by a couple of tenth or hundreds. I don't know what that is.
Zahil looks like he's on his next hop lap.
And the grid is all changing right now. We have Jordan in 4th, Fidlin 5th, Bakushka 6th, Borat's dropped down.
A bit of a moment launching off of Degner. He's coming down into the hairpin. And it looks like he scrubbed his lap again. He might go. Doesn't look like he's happy with this one. It'll be interesting to know if he switches to a new set, or if he'll try to recover enough ERS to go again. Because he has 2.1 laps in the bank right now. He could theoretically make it another lap, and his tire wear isn't too bad. It's only 2%. He just has to cool down his tires because right now they're 110 degrees. See what's happening elsewhere on the field.
I think Pfeiffer's about to end his first lap in 13th. Not bad, honestly. At all.
131.8.
Creamy John's about to go again. He's right now last, so I think he's about to just boost himself up the grid real quick as he ends his lap. 3rd place. Wow, very nice.
And he didn't even have any ERS coming out of the chicane, or sorry, the triangle, because he hadn't saved through the lap, and he was in hot lap the entire time and drained his available use for that lap. His heel looks like he's into the first sector on his second time lap on the. He scrubbed his first one. He's through the S's. Through anti-banked, now into Dunlop. He's sticking really in the middle of the road, not taking too much track limits, and as I say that, he goes wide to take the proper turn, the proper line through Degner 1, 2, into the exit, down to the hairpin. He goes a bit far and a bit deep, exits into the middle of the road. He's not really going side to side on the track as you'd expect somebody who has a lot of track usage to do. It in the end, the sharper you turn in, the more time you lose. And looks like he almost lost in the Spoon, but he lagged back a bit. Now he'll have 0.8 laps left. He's going to have to limp home, and that might affect his ability to do a final run. So this might, at the end, be his final run. Because I don't think he'll be able to get to the pits in time with a.
Does he improve though? Yes, he does.
Yes, he does. He's a 29-1. It's good for him.
Borat just comes across again. Doesn't really improve.
Borat's actually starting his time lap now.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he'll have either scrubbed on that set or was done an off lap. But he's coming through Snakes into the anti-bank turn. He's sticking close to the curbs, but not over or straddling them. That's a fairly conservative line.
Ooh, Hammer Time goes back into the pits. I wonder what happened there.
Late upshifts for Borat. Hammer Time might be looking for a fresh set just to get the final piece of track evolution, because after Borat sets this time, there will be no more time for him to set another lap, because he'll have to go around twice unless he banks right now.
Blaze pushes himself to 9.
On the exit of the hairpin now into Spoon. Borat braking a bit early, takes the early apex, misses the mid wide, and comes in for the second apex. Doesn't hit it too close, still fast enough. There's a car in front of him. We'll see if they'll be able to if he'll be able to pick up slipstream. Figlin lets him by in the Renault. Yes, he keeps it floored in 130R as you would expect. Doesn't shift up into 8th. He does not shift up into 8th for the last corner complex. Hits the triangle now into the final curve. He's run out of ERS, hasn't saved throughout the lap, but the time will be a 29.8. He moves himself up into 6th position.
Something interesting. Apparently Chipsy got disqualified. Don't think we covered that.
Don't think we did.
Oof. Alright.
Chipsy will have been disqualified without setting a lap?
I think he set a lap.
It doesn't matter if he set a lap, he was disqualified. It means his time was taken away.
So now all that's left is for Hammer Time to set a time. I wonder what he can pull. Can he get fastest lap and chalk Gore? Let's see.
Figlin is also on a lap. It looks like Gore will start one. Righteous is currently on one as well. There's quite a few people. Jordan looks like he's on a hot lap. Figlin's gotten past Borat. Borat's hitting wide. No, I thought he was going wide to let someone out. Turns out he just went wide. Radical's off. Cookie looks like he's coming through for another time lap. Blase got pushed up. Pushed down. So someone in the top time has changed their time. Righteous coming into the hairpin now into the long curve into Spoon. And it looks like Sakil is not putting in another lap. He's a minute and 40 seconds to set one, and he's not come out of the pits.
And Jordan takes first place. Wow.
With a 28.5. That is 4/10 clear. That is track evolution if I have ever seen it. I do believe. Not to say he isn't fast, but boy, is that an improvement. That's all the other boys will be glad they're running as well, because this track evolution was definitely
Hammer Time now starting his hot lap. Let's see what he does.
Into the back straight through 30R. We'll see if he shifts up in the 8th. He does shift up into 8th. He holds it. He shifts up into before 130. So Borat waiting for the triangle before shifting. Oh, will that be a track invalid, or will that be a invalidation for track limits? Who knows?
And nope, he retakes first. Woo.
That is a 28.5.
It is so close here.
We all know how important this final run is. Righteous looks like he's on very low ERS. It'll be interesting to see whether he gets... No, he won't be able to complete the...
Oh, I'm excited to see what Hammer Time can pull. Jordan leaving the session.
Sahil is on an outlap, and so is Creamy. I do not think they'll be able to get to the line before it's done, but we
also had Borat or Bakushka and Blaze on outlaps, and Borat now. What? Okay.
Yeah, that will not be a fortuitous for them.
All right.
And that is session over.
Hammer Time's coming up to the line. Let's see what he pulls.
Hammer Time not sitting a lap before. Also went to the ERS for not saving on the lap. We've seen that a few times today.
Oh,
and he's only
9
fastest.
Wow.
That is a 29.8.
That must be very disappointing for him, considering that he's been a top 3 pretty much the entire time since he's been here into the league.
Oh, yeah. He's twice, I believe, been a winner, if I'm not mistaken. Or or at least came very close. No, we won in Brazil. They came close in Spa. If there wasn't a PSC when it happened, maybe, who knows? And I do believe. Nope, Creamy is on his hot lap. He made it just in time, and Fife will be ending his. He's out of ERS. He's got 2 laps of fuel remaining, so definitely be able to cross the line. But without ERS, it's not going to be great. It doesn't improve on his time. So now all eyes are on Creamy. He's the last that needs to cross the line. Coming through 130.
I hope that car in front of him doesn't screw up. Wait, that what? Jordan has to rejoin though, doesn't he? So he might need to leave, otherwise Jordan might not come back.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, we need to tell Deez to leave, I think. And Creamy puts himself one spot up.
Interesting. So, your order as it stands right now, and I believe that'll be the order to the end, is Gore. Your order will be Gore, Jordan, Righteous, Creamy, Sahil, and BMW Power, Borat, Hammer Time, and Bushka rounds out the top 10, with the bottom half being Only Use My Dad, Radical, Laze, Cookie, McMetal Bro, Pfeiffer, Wooly, Magma Monster, Chipsy, and Hallowy. Chipsy probably could have gotten a lot higher had he not been DQ'd. Hallowy, well, he probably would have been in the same position regardless whether he's disqualified or not. He's consistently shown to be at least a few seconds off the pace, just about everywhere we've been so far. So for him, his chance in a race definitely comes from being able to be, which we also haven't seen that much from him. So
looking at these, looking at the table, who do you think's gonna win this race?
Oh, I'm not sure. It could be so close between basically anyone in the top 5. The low position really screws Hammer Time. It puts him into basically the middle of the pack when he's a really quick guy, but it puts him in the middle of the pack in a track where you don't want to be fighting people. It's very risky to do overtakes here. Yeah, they're definitely possible, but there's a lot of room for error for throwing people off. We'll have to see what we are doing with the D's situation.
And now we're waiting for the formation lap to begin. Actually, I think it's actually beginning. There we go. Formation lap has begun. Jordan still has not returned. I think, because his car is ghosting.
Did the race just start? Right, there's
no
formation lap.
Is there? No, I'm pretty
sure. Formation lap.
I'm so confused.
This is the race.
This is the race, okay. We have some... Oh, and we have a whole bunch of crashes already, like 4 cars already. I think no one knew that there was formation lap or something.
Oh, yeah.
Hammer Time is down there.
We announced that we weren't giving the formation lap, so I turned it off. Okay.
Borat is all the way in last place at the moment. Okay.
Hallowy already off by his own accord, it would seem. Borat coming in just narrowly avoids everyone.
Looking at the position changes, we have Creamy Johns and Borat both -11. That's going to be very disappointing from them. McMetalbro wins the most places with 8 at the moment. He's in 7th. Jordan is in 4th. I don't think he's back. I'm not sure. Biglin in 3rd. Gore stays in pole position at the moment.
Jordan is back. We've been told that Jordan is back.
Oh, okay. I saw his car ghosting, so I didn't know.
Yep, yeah, so it was announced earlier, well, yesterday actually, that the Tier 2 race in Japan would be run without, I don't think many people knew.
Yeah, I mean...
So were the settings set by me, because that was the... Gore crosses the line first. There we are, got my audio back. With Righteous gaining a position off the line, and Jordan losing a position off the line. Fig jumped 2 people in Sahil's face, right foot where he is.
And hammer time. Oof. His
And
race
he's
is
got a
just...
5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, actually.
And so did Borat. Not the best of starts for them at all. And I just saw McMillan just... Oh my god, I think he's... Oh my god. Never mind, he's good, he's good. He lost a lot of his wing, though. He is going to have to pit. That's going to be real disappointing for him. He started off really well.
That'll be where the flags came. He's got a lot of damage. He's completely lost the left side of his wing so far. And just shuffling down the order, it looks like Magma's getting a bit hot under the collar from Only Use My Dad. Moving up the grid, Fife very close. The battle from 7th position to about 14th. Sorry, to 13th position, all fairly close to each other. Yeah, it'll be 7, 8, 9. Oh, Chipsy goes a bit wide. Creamy Johns takes the position. Thank you very much. Creamy will be looking to get up back through the field as quickly as possible, considering how many positions he's lost. The grid's starting to space out a bit at the front. Everyone's about 1 second apart. And BMW spin, or has a little moment, doesn't completely spin, doesn't completely lose it,
and we see some people, Pfeiffer, he's spun out completely, and so did a Alpha, Only Use My Dad. They're kind of slowing real quick.
Cookies dropped
into the pits and received a 5-second penalty. That's the third one, and only it's been lap 3.
What a wild race so far.
So Cookie and Hammer Time are both on hards. Do you think they can end the race like that?
I do not think so. No, I don't think they can bring hards, at least competitively, 24 laps to the end. It would be folly to do that.
Oh, and Bukushka's retired.
Bukushka has retired.
Yeah, unfortunately we can't see, no one's near him. Don't know what happened there.
Oh, it looks like it's right before the final turn. That'll be the triangle turn complex. Jordan. Ooh, Jordan has... It was through Spoon trying to catch Righteous. Just gets a bit too eager on the throttle, has to lock the brakes to correct himself, but he does well to do so. I'm through the order right now. Nobody's too close. This race is definitely recovered jobs for a lot of people. I don't think it went as they were expecting it to.
Seeing some sector flags or yellow flags in sector 2.
That'll be
Creamy Johns. Oh no.
But he's gone again. Chipsy into the pits, so is Creamy. Creamy is changing his wing.
Yeah, a lot of pit stops so far, honestly.
I believe... Yes, Magma has a bit of wing damage. He's missing his M plate. It'll be interesting to see whether he pits to get it changed, or whether he thinks he can man it out. Because he's only got 25% wing damage.
And McMello,
probably
he crashes out. Don't know
so
where
does
this
BMW
is.
Power.
And BMW. Wow.
Very, very tricky and tactical. This is.
Hillary gets a 5-second penalty for corner cutting. That must have been a really big corner cut. And so did Sahil just now for 3 seconds. This early in the race.
Mega Monster having a bit of trouble keeping it in the between the white lines. So does BMW. And it looks like they might have a little battle. But Magma is out of ERS. As is BMW though. BMW moving kind of side to side to just block the slipstream into 130R. Magma lifts to not go wide since he's understeer.
Oh, wow.
Magma gets target fixation, misses his braking point, gets on too late, and decides to just go straight on and try to avoid the collision as best as possible.
Thank God he did not hit him. That would have been really bad and dangerous.
That was it. He did well to the severity of that. At least he didn't try to make the corner. It was good of him to recognize he wasn't going to make it. Oh, and Hiloi's out again.
Hiloi's struggling really hard right now. Stay on track.
He's got 100% wing damage, and his tires are, well, they're very hot. About above 100 degrees each, and yeah, it looks like from the data, I can see his tires have spiked about 5 or 6 times so far in the 2 minutes. So he'll be having moments of oversteer galore, essentially. Going back up, Fife is closing fairly well and only used me dad, who's in turn on the back of Magma Monster.
And Jordan's getting really close. He's about to pass Righteous, and he gets the move done. No, he doesn't. Almost at the triangle. It's really close.
There's a bit of corner cutting on the triangle, but now through the back turn. Oh,
he's gonna get him.
Squeeze and a half.
Taps the wall a little bit.
Did they make contact?
That's an excellent pass by Jordan. Righteous Fire, though, it's going to be right behind them.
Righteous lifts and is starting to recharge energy. So is Righteous, actually. So is Jordan. They're both fairly low on energy reserves after that. And if they keep fighting and trading blows, they might give Fig an occasion to slip up in. Creamy is at the fastest lap of the race at a 32.4
on mediums.
On the mediums. Magma following closely behind Only Use My Dad, who's just ghosted for a moment. Looks like Only Use My Dad's having a bit of issues with tire temps or something, as he is going wide a bit. Yeah, it looks like his fronts are very hot right now. He's having moments of oversteer everywhere. He's having snaps on corner. And we've got another yellow.
Oh, and both the McLarens, I think they just had a crash here. Radical is now down from 7th to 11th. I was just about to comment how well both McLarens were doing, and it seems like they may have bumped each other after that little hairpin in Sector 2.
And at that same time, it looks like both Fife and Creamy went off at Degnar. So I believe something may have happened. They may have needed to avoid collision because they both cut Degnar 1. Now Magma still following Only Use My Dad. Only Use My Dad still following BMW Power, being quite close. Righteous, very close to Jordan through the snakes in the S's in Sector 1. Into the anti-bank turn. Now up into Dunlop. He lost a bit of time going through Sector 1. He's very close through Degnar. We'll see who's braver. Oh, and it looks like Righteous lifts for Degnar 1. A lot more than Jordan lifts.
And also there's a car that just was chilling there under the bridge. I don't know if he's caught that.
Yeah, that would be Hiloi. Again in a Renault. Oh, Only Use My Dad going for a move on BMW Power through Degnar 1, mate. They're quite close. And
all three cars really close.
Oh! BMW goes off! And so that allows the Haas and the Alfa Romeo to slip right in up into to P8 and P9 respectively. He lost 2 positions through that move and 3 total in the race. And now, being back in P2, that means that our top 3 is in their starting positions, followed by Fig, who started in 6th, is now in 4th, and Sahil right behind him. And of course, Creamy, who would be right up in there, but
and
incident, and he dropped far back.
Righteous just passed Jordan on the straight.
And so he did. Chipsy's off and lost a lot of wind. It looks like Jordan's having quite a bit of issues with his tire wear. It's up into the 120s right now. He'll have to take it easy through the cambered and banked corner because it's putting a lot of wear on his front left.
Creamy John overtaking Radical. He's climbing up the grid.
And Gore, because of all the fighting behind him, is kind of been allowed to step away just a bit from this race. He's at a 2.5-second gap to his teammate behind, who's got a Toro Rosso breathing down. And the gap from 5th to 6th is actually 14 seconds. So that is quite significant for lap 8.
Right, just tapping the grass a little bit. That's going to allow Jordan to pass him here as they get close to the triangle.
Oh, Sahil's off! Sahil is off and with a broken wing. High tire attempts, high dag. He lost it coming into the triangle after 130 Rs.
Whoa.
He's parked in the middle of the road.
Just passed for someone. Thankfully they ghosted.
And it looks like he'll be going into the pits. He doesn't exactly know where the escape road is.
We're seeing a lot of flags pop up here.
And he gets a speed in the pit lane penalty too.
Oof. He's not going to like that at all. He's going to switch to the hards. BMW is going to the pits as well.
This may be around the and you know who's looking like they're in a really good position?
Blase. Yep.
Blase, he may be 20 seconds down, but he's on mediums. He will definitely be fighting for contention in that 4th position with Figlin if everything goes both of their ways. And it looks like only use my dad's last out on his position to Creamy John.
And Borat has DNF'd as well.
And only use my dad has spun in the 2nd turn, so you can only assume that happened in the 1st place as well, and that's why his tire temps are that high. Looks like Hammer Time is following Sahil now. Sahil getting out of shape on quarter entry. He's taking a lot of grass. Famously, actually, he's coming into the hairpin now, where Daniel Kvyat 2 years ago took just too much grass. Ooh, Hammer Time has to go deep to avoid hitting Sahil. Probably turned in a bit later than he wanted to, but there was unfortunately a Ferrari in the way. Now Sahil is fighting with Radical for
Oh, he's going way too wide here. He's on the grass.
Way wide there. Not sure exactly what he was planning to do there, but it clearly wasn't working too well for him. Now Hammer Time, with a large amount of DRS, is going to be onto the back of Radical. Radical is depleting his energy reserves, and going through 130R, it looked like Hammer Time had to back off just a little to not hit the McLaren. And it'll truly be who gets the better exit, and I think it will be Hammer Time getting the better exit out of the triangle. And we'll see if he gets squeezed against the pit wall as well, or if he'll just be able to out-drag, even though he's on the hard tires, out-drag Radical, who's on the softs, and he does. Coming into turn 1, he gets the move done. And those hard tires have served him well. They're at least running better than their soft count. But Sahil on the fresh hards right behind might want another chance at an out. If he can keep it within the white lines, I do think he could probably get it done. But it looks like he's having a bit of issues on the circuit with track limits and just stepping on the grass.
Creamy Johns passes his teammate on the hairpin fairly easily.
Sahil's onto the back of Radical now, coming through the hair. He'll be looking for an overtaking move, and he just about takes the position from Radical, and now he's on to Hammer, who he may or may not be able to catch up to. Hammer Time is very quick, but he's on a set of older tires. In terms of raw pace, I think Hammer might win out just a bit over Sahil, but Sahil will need to keep his newer, fresher tires in check, make sure they don't heat up and he doesn't spin.
Hello?
Hello, Borat.
Hey.
What happened if your crash? We didn't catch it, unfortunately.
Oh, I hit the curb and I went straight off on 130R.
What happened in the first lap?
I will post a report, but it wasn't great. Everybody just had a big pile up and I was literally right in the center. I got absolutely sandwiched.
Did everyone know there was a formation lap? Because I didn't.
No, I don't think anybody knew it was off until we were 5 red lights.
Well, it was in the announcement.
Yeah, oh yeah, but who reads those?
Trust me,
I
I
do
was
because I
shocked.
get pinged for them.
So I'm gonna come in with you guys for a bit,
Yep.
if that's all right.
Oh, totally. We're just talking about how there's been quite a few incidents, quite a bit more than you would expect for a Tier 2 race, even though it is a Tier 2 race. And we think it's a combination of the technicality of the circuit. A lot of these corners are really complex to get off, and there's off camber and and banking turns. Which adds to
Oh,
it.
for sure. That's exactly why I spun out.
Just like now, Figlin has passed Righteous into
In the
third
pits.
position because Righteous is gone for his stop. He's probably going to be triggering the undercut right now.
Creamy John's into 6th position, actually. Wow. He's really climbing the grid here. Only 10 seconds behind Blaze.
Oh, Jordan's off! Jordan is off in turn.
Oh, that's going to allow Figman to be second. Wow.
Sorry, into the bank curve, now into Dunlop. Figlin has overtaken Jordan.
Holy Fire taking a 5-second penalty for speeding.
If Gore can keep this clean, I think this is his race. He could really run away with it if he just keeps his nose down and doesn't do much. He's on 50% wear on his rears right now, so he might consider stopping soon, or he might decide to take it for the overcut if he thinks he still has pace on everyone. Because he's currently 26 seconds to Righteous, who stopped recently. He was the first in the top 5 to have stopped. And now Jordan, back on the rear of Fig, will be looking to grab his position back.
At the same
and
time.
they go too wide
Ooh.
through 130R. I guess they're both esports drivers. And Fig just pushing Jordan through, trying. And they're both into the pits. We'll see how the pit locations.
And that looked a little bit
Jordan's
weird.
got a pit lane penalty.
Okay, way too fast.
Jordan's got he locked up trying to stop and he hit the wall. So they might want to change his wing. No, they won't.
Nope.
He's got no wing damage.
Nick Butterbro also apparently
And Gore actually
Ooh.
hit and Gore's out now. That is the lead for him. I think it definitely, if he keeps this clean, he's a full 6 seconds ahead of Righteous on slightly newer tires. I think he's got it.
definitely. He hasn't dropped at all since the beginning of the race.
And he's been fairly consistent. There's been no moments off course. There's been no spins. There's been no very, very good from him.
So Blaze staying 4. Do you think he can stay near the top 3 or 4?
I think Blaze will probably drop back a spot because when he at least one spot, because when he pits, Creamy has to pit, and I don't know what Hammer Time's options for strategy are. He's on 12 lap old mediums. I doubt he could take it. Jordan gets by Blaze. No real surprise there. He's on much fresher tires. No sense in fighting. You're a pit stop down. It'll just be about whether he can retain this position. And Blaze is probably going to go fairly long on these tires actually, because his wear right now is 34, which is very, very good. And even more surprisingly, Hammer is only on 23% right now. So his hards might last to the end. You know what? I'm gonna change my bet. I think Hammer will make it to the end on these hards. It'll just be about whether he can keep pace with the newer, fresher tires around him.
Yep,
And there's a yellow flag, sector 1.
Righteous Fire taking the fastest lap at the moment. Just right behind his teammates. Actually catching up by a lot, actually, at 4 seconds now.
He is at 4 seconds. But he is bleeding a lot of his ERS, and Gore has been saving his. So Gore might spot that his teammate is doing fastest laps and just put in some... or they might have come to an internal agreement to just not fight over position. And Righteous will just be fighting for that fastest lap. And we had a bit of an upset last race for Tier 1 with the fastest laps, with Tack taking it on the final lap. So it goes to show that tire wear really isn't everything when it comes to race pace. be ready to risk a lot to get that fastest lap. And it's only one championship point, but that championship point could be fairly important. Jordan has dropped behind Fig, actually. Fig's gotten back past him. But coming into 130, we might have a repeat of the previous incident. Nope. Jordan is sticking clean behind. He's having a look coming into triangle, but maybe... No, he thinks better of it, doesn't think he can outbrake Fig that much. He'll have to get a better exit or find somewhere else on the track to try to overtake.
Gonna get past Fig here.
Yep, that'll be turn 1 with the DRS. Absolutely send it past. But Fig, right up on his tail now, is going to be looking for that position back. And if he could be a bit brave, he could probably take it through Degnar. If he wants to risk it just a bit for both of them, he could take it through the hairpin or take it through Spoon. There's a lot of places to overtake, but not a lot of them are entirely safe. Creamy has just entered the pits for his second stop. And it looks like Gore has...
Oh, and Cookie loses it onto the straight.
So he does. Heel up past Creamy out of the pits, so they're going to be fighting. And Creamy's got fresher, softer tires, so I'm going to have to put my money on. It'll just be a matter of whether Stahil wants to hold him up for as long as possible or just let him go. Stahil goes a bit early and a bit clean on Dagnar. Doesn't take it too far out into the track limits. Probably playing a bit conservative.
And Magma Monster has lost it as well near the S's. Just lost 2 positions.
We've got another Sector 2 yellow flag.
I believe that's Wooly. Yep.
Yep, Cookie just repassed Wally. A position he lost from. Now only Use My Dad and the other McLaren have overtaken Wally. And it'll just be a matter of whether the house is too far back to really make a difference in that department.
Creamy John's chasing down the hill into the triangle.
Looking through the data for fastest lap, it's actually really interesting. The Gore's fastest lap is a 32.8, and his teammate is a full second faster on his fastest lap with a 31.8. So it looks like Gore really hasn't taken the chance to really put in a really quick lap. Blase has lost it. Blase lost it through after Degnar 2 before the hairpin. Doesn't lose too much time, but he has lost his pit stop window to Hammer Time. Hammer Time is now 10 seconds behind him from the about 18 to 19 it was before. Magma gets a speeding the pit lane penalty. And let's go on board with Fig. Fig managing his tires really well. He's at 10%. 3 laps. Jordan, not a fan of public information, has enabled his telemetry. Righteous, 5 laps, and he's only on 13%, so he is managing his tires very well, probably saving them just a bit, playing with the diff settings and everything, for a final lap charge. And Gore also managing them well.
Oof, Blaze also taking the 5-second speeding penalty. That's going to suck for him as he switches into the softs for the next 10 laps.
And he will most likely come out just behind Creamy Johns.
Who actually just took the fastest lap.
And he will come out behind Skeel. Skeel on the 8-lap-old mediums, probably repass with not too much issue. But yeah, that 5-second penalty really did hurt him in the end.
Creamy John's taking the fastest lap away from Righteous, so we'll see how people start doing as the race goes on.
And that fastest lap is a 31.5, which was 3/10 up on Righteous.
And we're seeing Blaze immediately on the attack against BMW.
Interesting to note that I believe Creamy is actually on a set of used mediums rather than fully new, so these might be his Q3.
Really?
Yeah, they're already at 8% wear, and he's done 2 laps on them. So I imagine they would have been qualifying out lap and lap because getting the notification that they're the used ones. Figlin keeping it neat and tidy. There's a gap starting to form. Blase is actually close on BMW.
Yep, he's gonna pass him here.
They're gonna go. Oh!
Oh, and they tap.
They're doing a bit of bumper cars. It looks like BMW can't keep it too clean. BMW goes wide and passes Blase. Blase on the newer, softer tires shouldn't have too much of an issue passing him, but we'll see. Especially with this DRS coming into turn 1, it should be some easy. Yep. Oh. Blase tags him wide, but he gets the move done.
Cookie's in the pits. I think he's going to switch to softs, probably.
And Blase, with the move done, now needs to cool his tires down a bit. They're at 110 degrees Celsius. You probably have put in a decent amount of effort on full ERS. I don't know if his deployment button is broken, but he's on mode 0 at 100% DNS. DRS.
Oh,
DRS.
and BMW under the bridge just lost it here right next to Blaise.
Yep. Lost it out of Degnar 2. There was a flag in Sector 3 as well, and missed that one. Cookie onto new tires. We'll see what he can do. And Fife's closing up fast, but not too fast. Not at a rate of knots.
Figlin coming right behind Cookie as he ghosts.
Figlin locking up, doing double lockup, coming into
Cookie lets him pass.
Just, but not too badly.
Jordan has left the station. Oh, what's that about? He's in third place at the moment.
That'll give Fig a very good opportunity to catch up. He's closed from 3 seconds to 1.7 in the just from the hairpin to spoon alone. This will be Fig's chance to get by Jordan without having Jordan to contest back competitive lap times. That does not sit. Probably won't sit well with him. And Jordan actually disconnected earlier in the qualifying session as well, which is a bit unfortunate. Looks like Fig will get past Jordan into third place for Fig, but no worries. Jordan will retain that position in the standings because Fig is a tier 1 driver, not a tier 2 driver.
Interesting thing is, can Hammer Time catch up to Jordan's Ghost? It's only 23 seconds behind, so Jordan better hurry up and get back in here, or he risks losing it more. There he is. He's back. Okay.
Now, Kevin Johns is actually on the back of Hammer Time. Kevin Johns, 4-lap-old mediums. Hammer Time, 18-lap-old hards. He pitted on the third lap of the Grand Prix, actually. After having an incident in the midfield as he started, he didn't qualify his car as best as he could. He'll be disappointed with his qualifying result, but it'll be a fairly good recovery drive from him. He's kept his nose clean enough. Obviously did have to pit on the first lap, but he's done well to get back up to where he is right now. Magma will have a 3-second penalty for multiple ones. And Creamy Johns is just cutting into the time with. Oh, but he has a moment on exit, just a snap of oversteer. He can correct it easily, but that does lose him precious time, and maybe sacrifices what would have been a very good exit. Jordan running low ERS because he's catching up to Figlin now. It's a lot of his energy charge, and he's unfortunately I can't see his fuel use actually because he's set himself to restricted telemetry data. But we can tell you about Fig, who's just at par on laps. He has enough fuel to make it, but not much more after that. He might have to save just a tad. And Jordan gets a nice enough exit out of 200R, or sorry, 230R coming into Spoon. He can just close the distance that much more, and that'll set him up nicely for potentially the DRS straight.
Let's see what happens here as they get close to the triangle. Oh!
Figlin last minute move. Jordan moved a fraction of a second later. Didn't realize. Almost rear-ended Fig. Now Jordan DRS will get past Fig into turn 1. However, he's
No, they tap a little bit. Figlin now makes a move past him. Oh, and BMW or Jordan.
Bit of contact with, and Jordan just spins. That was very, very close racing. I don't think Jordan would have expected Fig to come back up earlier, as early as he did, but he was on essentially 0 ERS. He was not he was not deploying ERS, and his battery was at 5%. So,
and
we'll definitely see a report about that.
We see Creamy right behind Hammer right now. The battle for 5th.
Yes, we do.
Could be also 4th now, considering the fact that. Actually, no, wait, he doesn't have any damage. Never mind.
Yeah, Hammer. Sorry, Jordan doesn't have damage. I cannot tell you the tires, but they probably not looking too hot after a spin and a quick correction for him. So
And Creamy just
Radical's
lost.
actually on the rear of Only My Dad. He's of course fighting. Sorry, Wooly will be the last points position after we remove Figlin from the standings. So Radical is securely in P9 effectively. And Creamy, has closed the gap considerably to Hammer. I would be surprised if he didn't go for something into turn 1 or anywhere in second 1 really. Through 130R, you can just see he's carrying that much more speed. The newer, fresher tires are really helping him. Hammer kicking up a bit of grass on exit, not too bad. But with the ERS and the DRS, this should be an easy overtake for Creamy into turn 1, as long as Hammer is complacent, and it looks like he is. Although Hammer seems to have a safe enough gap to heal, especially because they're both on hards, and neither of them have the best square for their hards right now. And it does look like we're winding down in left. Unless there's a major incident, this will look fairly close to the final grid. Although Hammer is recovering a lot of time on Creamy, and Radical is keeping to the back of that Alfa Romeo.
Something worthy to note, we only have 4 DNFs this week, at the moment.
That's a record.
Definitely.
I mean, maybe not the best value for that record, but it's a record nonetheless.
Last week we had almost half the grid, flop out.
Hammer getting a decent enough exit out of trying, but he's just losing too much time. I don't think he can mount another attack on Creamy.
Yep.
the tires just don't grip enough to really get him through.
Radical catches really close now to only use my dad.
Yep, he's within half a sec. He's definitely gonna have DRS. He only use my dad. Doesn't look like he is the best exit for 130R. So
Oh, and he goes
and
wide.
goes
Oh, and he
wide!
hits the wall. Oh my god.
And that is his wing totally off. It'll be an easy 9th position for Radical. Probably a bit of a heart attack there, making sure he doesn't pop back out on the track. And Anton Hubert, anyone?
He is gonna have to enter the pits to replace that wing. That's gonna be a bit disappointing for him. That's probably his points gone out the window. And he does exceed track limits, giving him another 5-second penalty. So it's all going wrong this lap for only use my dad. As he comes into the
Engine
pits.
down. His engineer wouldn't be happy with him if that was career mode.
BMW right behind Wally though. Can he put himself into the points?
Only use my dad serving his 5 seconds straight in the pit. We'll lose out on 4 positions.
BMW is really pushing it right now with Wally. He wants those points.
He's running low on his Euro. Doesn't have the cleanest entry and exit into Decknar 1, but 2 is not using track limits as much as he could. Wooly still has a lot of life left in his tires, though. And he's got a decent amount of VRS to defend on. It looks like BMW Power is going to need to just back off a bit, recharge his ERS, and he'll have to go for it on the final lap. He's on fresher tires, and he's also on newer tires. We just don't know what the wear rates are, whether the softs, they probably at this lifespan, you know, just 5 laps are probably able to overtake him. Going through 130, it looks like he'll be able to get the move done. Yep, and Wooly slots him behind.
And Gore takes the fastest lap, by the way, during all this.
So he does, with a 31.429. Very nice from him.
As we wait, go ahead.
That'll be Wooly into P10 effectively, and I do believe that this will be the final grid. I don't think, barring anything drastic, that we'll have that many.
We do have loads
really
of
that
penalties,
many.
so we could see this
Yes.
position swapped a little bit.
Although the gaps for the people penalties, I think, are just big enough that they won't matter too much.
So as we get close to the end of the race here, who is your driver of the day? I think I already know, but who do you think?
Oh, I'm not sure. Gore drove a fantastic race, really commanding the lead from the start. He didn't get mixed up into any incidents, kept it clean, and just, you know, went out and raced. Blase also did a really good job cutting his way back through the field. Hammer Time did exceptionally well after his incident, especially starting that low. I'd be happy with all 3 of them. I would have to say, I'm not sure.
I would say Gore because, you know, again, he hasn't made any mistakes. He drove really well today, and at the moment he's at the fastest lap, so I feel like he deserves it the most. Hammer Time, of course, is in good contention since he lap 2 into the hards or something. I don't remember when, but it was fairly early on, so he's been doing really well.
Lap 2 onto the hards, and he right now is only at 50% wear on those hards.
Yeah, that is insane.
He's done really well to get himself back where he was, especially considering, you know, he qualified down the order, and then, you know, came into the race and got, you know, into a squabble. So, you know, fantastic drive from him as well, but I would have to agree that Gore just flawless, perfectly paced racing. we'll run on board as Gore is coming up to the 130R right now on the final lap of the race. Hammer Time takes a penalty for exceeding the track limit.
And here we come through the triangle. Gore. Gore is your Japan winner for round 4, tier 2 in GSR. And Reich is right behind him for second place. Figlin and Jordan are coming up right now. Figlin into the triangle. Third place from him, not bad at all. Of course, he's in tier 1 though, so he will be removed off the table here, so effectively putting Jordan into third place. Creamy Johns and Hammer Time coming up right now. Jordan actually just took a 5-second time penalty. I don't think that'll matter that much, as Creamy Johns comes in now. Hammer Time, another 5-second time penalty unserved. Sahil, oh my god, Sahil's actually into the wall, letting Blaise pass him.
That is a last lap. It looks like Sahil will retain his 8th position, but that is down from 7th. What was actually 6th into 7th. That is, ooh. Not the cleanest race from everyone. And even though Blaise took that penalty, I don't think Sahil will actually managed to make up that pace because he also had an unserved penalty.
Here we go, the last person to cross the line is Radical with a well done 9th place from him, honestly. And that is it, the race is over. Wow, what a race, honestly. The beginning was absolute insanity. A lot of driver mistakes going on. Hopefully we see some reports going on.
Yeah,
Here's
that
your
was
winner.
Not the cleanest race, unfortunately.
Gore, winner of Japan.
Alright.
All right.
I will go fetch our race winners, I guess.
We'll go get some interviews done.
Yeah, we'll have an interview with Gore, have one with Righteous, and probably Figlin.
Here we'll just go past the incident tab here. A lot of incidents are going to have to go a little bit fast so they can get everything down.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Gore.
Very nice race, by the way.
Yeah,
Thank
fantastic race. You did really well to just keep your nose clean. And in a race where other people didn't have the cleanest races, Sahil, in fact, picking up 14 seconds of penalty time. So, can you just talk us through the race from your perspective, especially opening lap? And any... I don't think you actually had to make any overtakes on track, did you?
No, sir. So the start was pretty easy. I'm normally decent at starts, but I think Jordan lagged out, so he didn't get to start. So Righteous and I were right into 1-2, and I think at the end of lap 1 I was something like 1.5. And Righteous and I were going to keep it clean. We weren't going to go for any moves until after the pit stop phase. We wanted to pull away. I think he ended up having some dirty air or like a moment or something, so he fell a couple seconds behind, and then I was just really in kind of coasting mode. I didn't want to, spin. I didn't want to wear my tires, and I knew I had the pace that if someone closed up, I could, pull away at the end. So, but yeah, I didn't see what happened to everybody else. It's a shame though. It could have been a closer race, I'm sure.
Yeah, and it was just really, really excellent to see you guys kind of keep your heads down, clean, hard racing. No need for any shenanigans. No overtakes. Just try to form a gap. And I believe by the end of the 7th lap, you were 15 seconds ahead of P5. So it's really well done on like all the top 4 guys on just moving away cleanly.
Yeah, I think Red just did a great job too. I mean, I had the luxury of no dirty air, so for him to stay pretty close, and I know he was fighting with Jordan, wasn't losing too much time, so he was definitely doing great today.
Okay. That was just about all we had for you.
Yep. All right, thank you guys.
Yep.
Yep.
Good job, man.
So it's a good race from your perspective. It was a fairly clean race. You were battling with Jordan for a decent amount of laps. Do you think that if you had free air, you would have been able to take the win today?
Gore was just, I mean, we were pretty good, but he was just a few tenths faster than me. And Jordan definitely had better pace than me on the softs. But once I hit those mediums, I don't know what happened with him and why, because he was right. Him and Figlin were kind of right behind me there, and then I came out and I was in second place. I wasn't really paying attention to what happened, but Gore just had incredible pace. So I don't know. We would have been leapfrogging each other all race, I think, if we were right on top of each other. But I kind of that first lap, it just always gets me. The car's so heavy, and I was just slow through there. So he just had the pace to get away at that point.
So do you think coming back next week, race starts will be something you'll put special emphasis?
Yeah, I really got to get more. Probably more practice in the first laps, just dealing, because you come right off the qualifying with that really light, agile car, and then you get right into it with that super heavy car, and I just
Especially
takes a second for me to.
compounded with the North Formation lap of today.
Oh, we were ready for it. I was just wondering if everybody else was.
Oh, trust me, I wasn't ready for it. I didn't know what was going on for like a good 20 seconds, but that was a really good job by you and your teammate, of course. It's going to win you guys some really good points in the constructors standings.
Yeah, we were really happy with it. We put a lot of time in this past week.
Do you guys think you're gonna win the constructors championship? I mean, you guys got two really strong drivers in
Well, when Hammer's on point, he's on point, and Chipsy's not bad. I guess he just didn't have a great race today, but he did come in saying he wasn't feeling too confident about this anyway. So I'd have to go back and look at the standings right now. But I mean, we got a bunch of races left, so anything can happen. And not knowing what races are coming up is going to be definitely difficult. But we got them this week, and we'll see what happens next time.
Sure. All right, thank you. That was just about what we were gonna ask you.
Cool, thank you.
Was there anyone else you wanted to interview in specifically?
You said Figlin, but I don't think he's here, so I don't know. We could pull in, who's the fourth? Jordan? Is he here?
That'd be Jordan, but I think he's gone as well.
Okay, I don't know. I mean, I don't think anyone else wants to unless...
Was there any spectacular incidents we should talk about?
Actually, wait, Jordan's actually right there. He's in the Toro Rosso team radio.
What radio? Oh, he's in his Toro Rosso radio.
Oh, he moved. Okay.
Sure.
He was moving around. Come on, Jordan. Hello.
Hi.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, man.
Yeah, we just wanted to talk about the race from your perspective. How specifically, how was the battling with Figlin? Do you think that was close? Too close? A bit unfair?
Yeah, I was a bit too aggressive.
And turn one, we know
Yes.
you guys came in and had a bit of contact. Are you guys gonna settle that with yourselves, or you think it'll launch in a report for that?
I mean, if I get a penalty, I'm fine with it, but I already messaged him and apologized. I just tried to hang around.
Sure.
I lost it, so yeah.
Do you have any other incidents today, or was it a fairly clean race aside from that?
I mean, I disconnected for a while there and spun on my inline actually, and that's why I lost. That's why I lost third, and I spun on the turn one contact with Figlin. But that's besides that, it wasn't too bad.
But overall, are are you happy with your performance today? Do you wish it was obviously the disconnecting and giving Fickle in that position wasn't the best?
Yeah, I'm pretty frustrated, but next time I'll just try to. I was just pushing a bit too hard, especially in the S's. That's why I spawned. So.
Okay. Well,
Alright.
that was just about all we wanted to ask you, so thank you.
Alright, thanks guys.
Yep.
No problem.
And I think that's it, right?
Yep, that should be it from our side.
Okay, so guys, remember to catch us on Wednesday as Tier 1 heads to Canada. And next Sunday at 9, we'll also have whatever race is coming up for Tier 2. Until then, have a good night and goodbye.